Hi everyone, my name is Godwin and welcome to our online guitar tutorial called Learning Path. Yes, I'll be taking you through an amazing journey on how to play the guitar. But today we'll be looking at a concept around fretboard mastery, okay? So I'm sure some of us have had instances whereby you try to figure out how can I go around the fretboard free? And then I can start from anywhere and not feel lost, okay? So we'll be talking about fretboard mastery, and there are different ways and exercises to do to master your fretboard, but I'll be starting with the intro, the starter point for beginners, and this idea was something that, even though when I was not even a beginner self, it kind of opened my hands around the fretboard, and I'll be putting you in that thought process as to how you could use this to migrate through the fretboard. And the reason why you need this knowledge is because at some point, you might have an idea in your head, and then you can't, really express it because you're not so familiar with, the fretboard of your guitar. So this is a very important lesson. So please stay to the end, and then if you're just, coming across our videos, make sure you subscribe, like and comment also. So the idea we'll learn today is using an octave approach, towards learning the fretboard, mastering the fretboard. So we'll be using the major scale as our point of reference, okay? So we learn the major scale, just one octave with 7 unique patterns. 7 unique patterns. You could spread out these patterns, maybe one per day, in less than a week, you already mastered it. But take each pattern and internalize it. It's beyond practicing it. You need to internalize it, know it. Like when they tap you, you should know it by heart. Okay, so the first pattern we'll be learning is when your root note is on your 6th string, okay? And this pattern is a 3-string pair. So we're making use of just 3 strings pair. So if this is your 6th string, so we're just making use of your 6, 5, and 4. Okay, so we're looking at this in string pairs also. So we have this. So I'm on my C major. So this is my C. So I go do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, do. Okay, master that pattern. So you're starting with your 2nd finger, 2nd, your 4th finger, your 1st. Remember your mi and fa you just beside each other. Your 2nd finger, your 4th, your 1st, your 3rd finger, and your 4th finger. Okay? And make sure when you're practicing it, you're using an alternate picking. The pattern of picking is your alternate picking. So you have. Okay, use your metronome, go slow. Now, this pattern is fixed. Remember, the guitar, the way guitar is, you can learn one thing and just, use that to, play on other keys. For instance, now, if I want to play it on G, I just come to the root G and just play that same pattern. If I want to play it on A, I just go to A note. So I'm on my A major scale. It's just pretty much straightforward, your B. So if someone asks to play on B flat major, so all you just need to do is find the B flat. So this is my B flat, and just assume that are my 1, and just impose that pattern on there. So yeah, okay, that's your B flat, your C, your D, your E flat, your F, your G, your A, and your B flat. Okay, so anyway, so that's for the first pattern of the 3-string pair. Okay. So yes, so we'll look at the second pattern now. Now the second pattern is when your root note is on the 5th string. So obviously we'll be using the 5th string, your 4th, and your 3rd. So that's this pair of strings we'll be using, these 3 from here, from the root. So we have, let's still put it on the 8th fret here. So this will be your F major. So exactly the same pattern, just duplicate it downwards. So you have this do. Okay, so I brought that one that I did on top. If your root note was here, you start the same thing. Okay, now the next one is on your 4th string. Yeah, so obviously the pairs will now be your 4th, your 3rd, and your 2nd. Now this one is a little bit tricky, but pay attention. It's actually very easy. So you're still going to do the same thing. But now instead of me playing the mi and the la, okay, that's your 6 right underneath your 3rd. So you move it 1 step forward. Okay, so you move it 1 step forward. Okay. So yeah. Okay. 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. Then move it 1 step forward. As you can see on the screen. And the last but not the least, so remember I'm staying on my 8th fret just to, you play. Now this time around, you're starting your first finger, okay? So you go your third finger, your first, your second, your fourth, your first, your third. So this one is a little bit tricky. It's almost like you're playing the other previous pattern, but the first, originally you start with second and fourth. So it's almost like you brought these two idea a step backwards. So you have your 1 and 3, then the rest stay. So normally I used to play it as this. That's the original pattern, but you have this 1 and 3 now. Yeah, okay. So the pattern is on the screen. It's very straightforward. Play it slowly with your metronome. So guys, those are the 4 patterns, you have to first master, when you're thinking about it in 3-string pair. Yes, just 3 strings. Okay, now the second, so we've learned 4. Remember I said originally we're going to learn 7 patterns. So this is the first 4. Now the second one is seeing them in 4-string pair. So what we're looking at, we're trying to spread the major scale between 4 string. Originally we spread it between 3 strings. Okay, still on that same root. This is the first shape, okay? So now we're going to go backward now. So now your first finger. Remember, I'm still on my C major here. So there's a shift in here. So you have your 4, your 1, your 3, your 4, your so then move 1 step backward. So use the same finger pattern backward. Okay. Yeah, so that's for the first one when your root note is here. So it means you can either play it forward with 3-string pair, or you can go 1 backward. Okay, that's very clear. Yes. Now the next one is when the 4-string pair approaches, when your root note is now here on your 5th string. Okay, so we're going to go. So it's the same thing. But now when you come to this 2nd string, instead of going 1 step forward, it's just underneath your, very straightforward. This is quite easy. Okay? So play slowly. Alternate picking, don't forget. Very straightforward. And then the last but not the least, because we now have the last four pairs of string. Your 4th string to your 1st string, okay? And then we'll do this. Now your 2nd finger, 4th. Remember, you can also duplicate this. Just take. It's all to play on C major scale. Oh, this is my G, this is my A, this is my B, this is my C. Oh, I'm on C here. And then I'm playing the 3-string pair here. So we have this here. You can play the 4-string pair. Okay, so anyway, so that's by the way. So those are the 3 patterns. So the first one is 3-string pair, and that is 4 in number, and we have the 4-string pair, which is 3 in number. So master those 7, master it well, and then when you're done, now move on to this next phase. Now the next phase is about connecting them now. So you already know the shapes. You've mastered the 7 shapes. You already have them in the back of your mind. So now this is what you're going to do. Now you could choose to take anywhere. You could start from anywhere. So for instance, now I'll be using my G major scale. So I'm on my G root here now, okay? Now I'll play. Obviously, my root is here. Obviously, on my 3-string pair, I have this. Oh, now I'm on the new root again. Do. So for instance, now do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Now remember, when your do is here, you can also play this. That's the 3rd pattern. Can you see? You see how we've spread it? We start from here. Oh. Does that make sense? You do that for the next one too. Oh, we're on this one now, and then you do the next. So you're just linking it with the root note, which is your roots, your 1, your do. Okay? Just because of those patterns I didn't know, I've already started taking the scale forward. We took 1 octave, we learned it in 1 octave, and then we're now trying to spread it into 2 octaves. Okay? I think that's clear. So you could try out that practice, trying to play 2 octaves. Now the other idea is trying to link your 3-string pair with your 4-string pair. Okay, so you have this now. Now you see on this one now, do. Remember, you can actually go, or you can go 4-string pair. So you know, and then you see I link that. Okay, so yeah. Or for instance, now you go, let's go forward. Now I'm this do. You can come back up with a 4-string pair. Oh, now cool. I'm on this do. I can start. Oh, nice. I can go. Oh. You see how I linked everything? Just because of those 7 ideas. So you see how my fingers start connecting this thing. So you start building more confidence as to and then, you know, little by little, the fretboard will start looking, you know, you start learning to walk through the frets, seeing these ideas in small bits, more like an octave idea. You know, it started making sense to start using that to map my way through the fretboard. So I want you guys to practice this. First of all, start with the 7 pattern, then start linking them by using the root notes to link them. Okay? So for instance, now, if you're going to start with this, you have your, let's say A, you know, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So this is a 3-string pair. You can choose to go to the 4-string pair. Or you can start to go 3-string pair. There's something I observed. The 3-string pair would want to take you forward. The 4-string pair would want to take you this way of the guitar. So if I have, you see, it's taking me backward. You know, I'm just playing my major scale literally, bam. You know. So guys, explore these, play these shapes, and learn to link all of them, get solid at it. And this is just a starting point. There are still other ways to, you know, master your fretboard. But start with this idea, and I promise you it's going to change so much in your playing. So see you next time. And as I said earlier on, if you're just discovering these videos, lessons, if you want more lessons and you want to be the first to be notified when we have new lessons like this, make sure you subscribe and make sure you hit the like button, and don't forget to comment. So see you guys in the next lesson. I'll be talking about more ways to, you know, approach, you know, still mastering this fretboard, because once you have full understanding about the geographical structure of this guitar, you know, everything becomes easy. More like you have freedom, literally. Okay, so anyway, see you next time. And thanks for watching.